Hey, what's going on, guys? Ryan here. Welcome back to Animal Crossing New Horizons. So this is going to be a bit of a different one. There's not really any news, and so there's really not much for me to do on the island in terms of, productivity. I know that in the last video I was working on doing a farmer's market over on the right-hand side of my island. I'm still working on that, but, what I wanted to try differently in this video was I wanted to walk you guys through my morning routine here. As you can see, it's fairly early in the morning, and there's not a lot to do when it's this early. Sometimes there are fish and bugs that won't come out until about 8 a.m. And so I wanted to just do kind of like an Animal Crossing New Horizons, kind of chill video where you guys can just hang out with me, have the video on in the background, or you can watch and see what I do. I know it's even different with me having my webcam up here this time, but yeah. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and get started. We'll make this episode about 30 minutes long, and yeah. All right. So when I normally do a recording of one of these videos, I tend to walk around a lot aimlessly until something happens or there's something that I feel like I need to say or want to say. So there's going to be a lot of moments of silence. I'll try to reduce that as much as possible. I'll try to keep talking to you guys as we move along here, but yeah. So I hope everybody's doing well. Like I said, this feels a bit weird, just recording straight through without any editing whatsoever, but I love the morning time on Animal Crossing New Horizons so much. And I know that there are a lot of memes going on at the moment of people who joke about waking up early to be able to buy turnips from Isabelle. And for me, I've been waking up early every day for, God, the past like 10 years or so. Maybe even longer than that, maybe even into high school, which would have been, like 15 years ago. And so the thought of not waking up early is something that just, I don't think I could ever do. And so I know there are a lot of people who have yet to experience this part of the game. And this part of the game is just like this very blissful, very relaxing, chill part of the game where there's no residents out, there's nothing going on, it's just you, your island, and the things that you want to do. And, I'm so glad that I finally have something to do in the mornings when oh my god, can I get this? Yes, I can. When I wake up this early. Before, it would just be me browsing the internet, browsing Reddit, just trying to do something. And, with this, at least I have something productive, consistent that I can do. So as I mentioned in all of my videos previously, I always look for Gulliver first because Gulliver's stuff usually takes the longest to do when you have to try to find all the 10 communicator parts for him, because it's not consistent in the locations that they're found. It takes a little bit longer to complete than just finding a message in a bottle, things of that nature. In the last episode, I accidentally sold my catfish and my angelfish that I caught yesterday morning that I worked so hard on doing. And so now I'm in the process of just trying to get them back so that I can give them to the museum. I sold them to CJ without thinking about it. And this fish right here is going to be kind of a pain. Don't turn around. Oh my god. Wow, this thing really doesn't want to get caught. There we go. I thought it was going to be a catfish. Oh well. So what I'm doing while I'm around here right now is I'm looking for all of my morning fossils to... For those that don't know, you get 4 fossils every day on your island. Oh, and then another thing is you also get a free item from one of the trees somewhere. So be sure to shake those trees and try to get them items. Lately, the items that I've been getting from my trees have not been that great, but the fact that you even get one a day is really awesome. Okay, I hate catching the fish when there's a waterfall nearby, because I feel like all they do is try to swim towards the waterfall. They never, like, swim around, like, if it was just a river or if it was just a pond. So this one's going to be taking a while, but I think if I were to catch anything on this side, it would be an angelfish, and that is definitely not the size of an angelfish, so maybe it's not even worth considering. There is another fish up here, though, which I didn't realize could spawn over here. Maybe I can catch this one. Can't really see it. Oh, did I scare it away? No, it's right there. Okay, so I'm just going to go up here, and I'm just going to have to listen out for it and feel the vibration of the controller. Oh, that was fast. Metal bass, black bass. It's the metal of all fish. I keep calling it the metal bass. Alright, that one's going to be a pain. We won't worry about that one for now. I just realized that it is now no longer raining. That rain did not last very long, which means that it is almost the top of the hour. 5:59, yep. Let's see if Red is here. Red is not here today. Not seeing any fossils near the flower breeding garden or near the fruit orchard. How about over here? Oh, no, that's right. It wouldn't be near the shops necessarily because, I mean, there's no pathway here for them to be in, so I don't even know why I'm checking there. Down here, yeah, I was going to say, down here is probably the main location where the fossils are going to be spawning. So I think, yeah, this one, for the past 3 days, has always been giving me bells. I think it's consistent now. I think this rock here is my my bell rock. We'll see again tomorrow. If anybody can confirm that, by all means, let me know. But as far as I can tell, I think this one, forever and ever, until I destroy it, is always going to give me bells. That's one piece of information I haven't quite looked up yet. Or at all. Get our daily message in a bottle. A pond stone. I think a pond stone is something that I've been looking for aesthetically wise for a long time. No, I thought it was something different. So this is the exact same stone as you could get for the cherry blossoms. Where is it? There's a cherry blossom pond stone around here somewhere that, yeah, here we go, cherry blossom pond stone. So it's the exact same thing, except requires no cherry blossoms. In all reality, I can't really think of any situation where I'd want a regular pond stone over a cherry blossom pond stone, but that's kind of just me. Also forgot to check my island rating. Usually sometimes when you proceed to the next day and flowers bloom, sometimes that'll push your island to a further rating than you were the day before. So I should probably go do that here shortly. So as far as I can tell, no signs of Gulliver this morning. Or at least just on the parts of the island that I have checked already, which is a good portion of the beach here. So I think in the river at this time of day, the only thing I'm trying to catch is an angelfish. And this is definitely not the size of an angelfish, but we're going to catch it anyway. Is that a dace? Yep. Oh, let me see. I can drop something for now and then come get it later. Yep, we'll just drop the spoiled turnips for now. Oh, that was a small fish. That could have been it. Oh well. That was my bad for running against a body of water like that. Shouldn't be doing that. Okay. Yep. No sign of Gulliver today. Got a lot of balloons though. I'm gonna drop it, put a bunch of stuff away, and then come back and get it. But I'm still missing a fossil. I'm not quite sure where that could be. It's not in my garden here, which I still need to figure out what I want to do with. Like in every episode that I've posted of this game so far, every time I always say, I'll figure it out later. I still need to do this. It'll be done later. All right, let's see. So yeah, it's really awkward to... The only bad thing about playing in the morning sometimes is the fact that, as I mentioned in previous videos, you know, I work from 7:45 until 8... No, 7:45 until around 4:15. Then I don't get home until about 4:30. And then, you know, obviously I have to unwind when I come home and all that good stuff, so... Really, I can't have a good chance to play until about 5 o'clock. And so, in my most recent video, I was going through a list of the bugs and fish that I could catch for the month because, you know, there are a lot of fish that rotated out of the game after the end of April. And once May started, then we got all these new fish and all these new bugs. And I can't catch some of them because of my work schedule. Not that I can't catch some of them, but I have to wait until later on in the week. So I may not be able to catch some of those fish until Saturday or Sunday. Is that big of a problem? Not really, because of the fact that, I mean, the fish last all month long. It's not like they're tied to a day. So it's not like you can only catch mahi-mahi on Tuesdays. If that was the case, I think there would be a lot of people that would be turned off by the, you know, bug catching and completing the museum and fish catching, all that stuff. Because some people without time traveling would not be able to make that. What is this? Oh, so it's a little, the VR visor. Alright, let's go check out our island rating. I don't think Leaf sells anything different. Azaleas still. Okay, let me just double check, make sure. Still azaleas and still holly starts. Okay. So, there, like I mentioned in yesterday's video too, there is a new flower breeding guide that is a bit more complicated. Well, not more complicated. It's a 12 by 12 breeding guide. And so what I want to do is I kind of want to start my whole breeding area over. Just plant the flowers everywhere and then start a brand new flower breeding section. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just start buying a ton of these flowers, or rather a ton of these seeds. So I apologize for this part of the video. It's it's going to be a lot of dialogue between myself and Leaf. Or rather, just Leaf, while I stand here and keep handing him money. I guess while I'm doing this, I want to go ahead and kind of like do a prediction for the future, right? Like this game is still only, it's still only a baby. It's still only just a little bit older than a month. And right now, there's not really a lot of events going on, right? So when we first got the game, the first 10 days of the game were essentially everybody learning the ins and outs of the game. Then we got the Cherry Blossom season, and we got the Easter Bunny event, the Bunny Day event, the infamous Bunny Day event that everybody absolutely loathed. And then we got the Nature Day event. And looking at the event list, there's really not much that's going to be happening between like now and May 15th. And I'm curious to see, for me, like for my island, like what happens once I get a 5-star island. I know that you can always just play the game, right? But in regards to like making videos and stuff like that, I can't imagine there's going to be much else that isn't based around events that are happening. Or if someone finds some sort of glitch, or not glitch, well, technically a glitch, or some sort of trick that, you know, they want to share and have documented on YouTube and stuff like that. So without that, I mean, it'll be interesting to see what kind of videos can be produced from just daily things like this. Like, I don't even know if there's anybody who enjoys this style of video right now. I'm trying a lot of different things just to see what I like to do and what kind of videos I like to make. And for the most part, I've been enjoying the videos that I have been making. And so this one I wanted to do a little bit differently because I kind of had a feeling that there was going to be no news, no events. Like, I had a weird feeling that Red wasn't even going to be here. There wasn't going to be any other NPCs like Kix or CJ or Flick or anything like that. Yeah. So that's why this video is being done in the fashion that it is. And I apologize if, you know, for pacing wise, there are a lot of people who don't like this type of video because there's not really a strict narrative. There's not really anything in particular that's going on. It's literally just me playing Animal Crossing New Horizons. But yeah, I can't really think of anything else to say about that. So before we go to Blathers, I want to check out and see where this last fossil could possibly be. I'm also going to try to keep catching a catfish to make up for the catfish that I sold yesterday. Going to go to the pier and check to see if I can get a mahi-mahi or that other pier fish that I can't remember the name. Like I think actually, I think it was called a great trevally is what the fish is called. Dang it. I very rarely, in the beginning, I used to look at my Nook Miles tasks a lot. Like, I used to take a look at them and see what I had to do every single morning, what I could take care of. Like I said, there's a lot of stuff that you can't do in the morning on this game until a certain time. And so the Nook Miles Plus tasks was a way for me to have some sort of objective every single morning. But with me having almost 30,000, it's become kind of, not negligible, but it's not something I think about really anymore because of the fact that I have so many Nook Miles. And if I get them just as time progresses, then totally fine. But otherwise, I don't even really think about it all that much anymore. I cannot for the life of me imagine where this last fossil could be. Let me take a look. I went to the campsite, I went to the nature trail, I went to the orchard, I went to the flower breeding garden. I somewhat walked around the residential area. And then the little farmer's market area of my island I haven't... Well, I did look at. Let me go ahead and move this rock here. Oh, I put the coconut away. Never mind. Not moving that rock today. I was going to move it out of the way so we could hopefully spawn somewhere else, but didn't have a fruit for it. Usually there is one resident up this morning, and it's usually Phoebe, but I haven't seen her at all. If you're wondering what I'm doing right there, I'm checking behind the trees. You can't really see behind the trees, and so at a certain point when you go up high enough and you rotate your camera down, it'll give you a view behind the stuff that's way too close to the front of the camera. For anybody wondering why I'm doing that over and over again. Maybe down here. Sometimes it spawns down here. I can't really see it. That's unfortunate. Okay, here's what we'll do. Let me go ahead and just give off the flowers, or not the flowers, the fossils that I do have to Blathers, and then maybe I'll just run across it at some point. I thought it was a fish that I could donate, but I already have it donated, so no worries there. I just realized that I went to the resident services center to try and evaluate my island to see if something was different, and all I did was put my money away. I believe I'm only missing one fossil at this point, so I doubt he's going to take any of this. Yep. As always. You know what I can do while I'm on this side of the island? This is unedited. This is uncut. This is like you're getting the whole experience of what it's like for me to make one of these videos right now. I need to make the thumbnail. It's perfect. It's perfect lighting. It's perfect weather for it right now. It's not raining. I need to go make a thumbnail, and I know exactly where I want to do it too. There's the last fossil right there. Okay. I have to go all the way around to the nature trail to go get it. But thumbnail first. Here we go. Pull out the old camera here. Alright, I'm a little bit too far to the right, so let me go this way. Or I was a little bit too close to the center. So let me sit right there, just like that. And then maybe I want to use a filter. I like the pop filter. That one looks really nice with this. And then... Oh, I'm blinking. I'm blinking. There we go. Perfect. And so it'll just say like morning routine and chill or something. Or my morning routine. I don't know. But there you go. Welcome to the process of making a YouTube video. My name is Ryan, and I'll be here all day. Or at least for the next 8 minutes. Alright, that other fossil. Okay. Wait. Why is there a tree growing here? I don't remember putting this tree here. Strange. I can't even remember if that was there when I was walking around it this morning. That's weird. Okay, can I make it across? There we go. That took some time. Well, now I'm not so sure about having this area down here, although I could just use my ladder, so that's fine. The only thing I can catch right now in the pond is a... Well, different than what I currently have. The only thing different is a catfish. And so it's pointless for me to catch. Not pointless, I could just sell it. But... yeah. Big fish? No big fish. Pier fishing is just the worst. Because you can't even go to a mystery island to pier fish, you know? You have to do it only on your island. And they spawn so sparingly that it's like, are you even gonna get one? I think what I want to do with this area here is when I have people come to my island, I just want to leave a ton of like random stuff out on the ground that they could just pick up, like maybe like DIY recipes, like this one here, right? Like the simple DIY workbench. Although everybody's going to get that, I have literally no need for it. And so I was thinking about just letting people who come by just pick it up. There's a balloon here somewhere. It's green, and I can't remember what green means. In terms of higher percentage of something being a thing. A candy machine. Really? Let me see what that looks like. That's awesome. Okay, I need to find a place for that. If anything, it might have to be in the little farmer's market area. If I even continue on with that. Alright, full transparency, right? I don't know if I'm going to keep that farmer's market. I just don't know if I'm going to keep it or not. So I have a lot of different flowers right now, which is good because I guess if I want to do the new or the updated flower breeding guide or layout, I would need all fresh flowers anyway. So yeah, at this point, I'm just going to put these in my storage, and I'll just come grab them later. Not that I'm going to be doing anything within the next, 10 minutes or so that would require me to have this much space, but for now. Because I know when I come home, I'm still... What am I trying to say? When I come home, I'm not going to immediately sell those things. I'm going to run around and do a bunch of stuff, and so I'm going to forget in the middle of doing them that my inventory is almost full. So yeah. Well, we've been recording now for 25 minutes, and I just want to say that if you've been sticking with me this entire time for the last 25 minutes, first of all, I want to say thank you. I'm hoping that means that you've enjoyed this episode at least somewhat, whether or not you have it just like on the background or you've just been, watching me. I don't know if you're like on your phone and you just like have it up and you're just watching or listening, whatever. But I just want to say thanks for sticking with me all the way through so far. And if you did enjoy this style of video, I would love to keep making more of these. The thing about making the other types of episodes is I feel like there has to be some sort of, and I said this earlier in this episode, there has to be a narrative, right? If there's no narrative, I feel like there's no point in making the video. But with this, it was more kind of freeform. I was able to talk about whatever I wanted to talk about. I was able to do whatever I wanted to do. Let me see. I'm pretty sure I have this. Yep. So if you've made it this far, like I said, I'm hoping that means that you enjoyed it. And if you do, be sure to like the video if you want to just do a quick show me that you enjoyed it. But if you want to give more comprehensive feedback to show that, this is something that I could be doing more often, leave a comment. I love reading your guys' comments, and I love responding to all of your comments. I do my best to respond to all the comments as much as I can. This is the first time I've ever had a YouTube channel that was as active as it is right now. And so I'm still getting used to responding to everybody. If I don't respond to a comment, I apologize. Just understand that, this is all just like a hobby for me. And so I can't really get around to them as much as possible. I also work in the medical field. And with everything going on right now, the big E word, essential, my time has been pretty focused on everything that's been going on. But take that statement lightly. I don't work in a hospital, so it's not like I'm, away from my home 12 to 14 hours a day. I also kind of offhandedly mentioned this in the last video, but I want to say thank you guys for 400 subscribers on the channel so far. As of this morning, I think we're even at 426, which is, or 423. I apologize, which is absolutely crazy. And so, I just want to say thank you. I want to say thank you for that. You guys are awesome. You guys are making this whole experience a really fun thing to do, and I'm glad to be sharing Animal Crossing with all of you guys. Yeah, I don't think that's anything for me. I still need to figure out what to do with my... Every time. I already said this earlier. I need to figure out what to do with my house, but now it's more like this area here. I don't know if I just want to expand this all the way down and just have the tree line going up. Haven't quite figured that out yet, and make this part like the living area. I don't know, put a bunch of chairs out and stuff like that and have this part be the garden. I'm not quite sure. I'll figure it out. I'll put that tree down somewhere at least and get it out of the way. For now, I'm going to put it right here. I still love this little coffee area. This little coffee area is like my favorite area of my island so far. Please be a catfish. That would be amazing. Nope. Cherry salmon. All right, well, that's about 30 minutes in, and as of right now, there's really not much that I can be doing between now and when the shop's open, which is, as I mentioned before, shortly after I'm supposed to be at work. So I get to work at 7:45, everything happens at 8 o'clock, and so between now and then, really not much I can do. So, as I mentioned before, if you guys enjoyed this type of video where it was just me hanging out and playing the game and kind of talking and touring my island, essentially. This is basically an island tour video disguised as a regular Animal Crossing New Horizons episode. If you did enjoy this type of video, please leave a like and let me know. If you want to go a little bit further and tell me that you really, really liked it, or you enjoyed it, or just enjoyed having it on, leave a comment as well. As I mentioned, I love responding to the comments. I love seeing all the comments, and I love interacting with all of you guys. If you're new to the channel, you know, as I mentioned, this is a new video style for me. I'm just kind of trying anything to see what I like to do. This was helpful because I felt like I didn't have to have something that I was supposed to be doing. You know, I just was able to go around and just work on my island and do all the morning chores and stuff and show you guys everything I do within the first 30 minutes of opening up the game every single morning. So if you're new here, I usually post more, you know, edited versions of Animal Crossing videos. You can check them out on the channel. But if you do want to see more videos of Animal Crossing or just more videos of mine in the future, be sure to subscribe to the channel and be sure to turn notifications on as well. That way you can always be notified when new videos are posted. Otherwise, everybody, I am going to go ahead and head out, get ready to go to work. And yeah, I'll do a little thing in the beginning. So I'll edit this a little bit. I'll do a little thing in the beginning where I talk about what this episode is going to be, and then yeah, that'll pretty much be it. All right, everybody. Well, this has been another Animal Crossing New Horizons video on this Tuesday, May 5th. I hope you all have a wonderful Tuesday. Hope you all have a wonderful day. I don't know when I'll post this, but depending on when you watch it, I hope you have a good day regardless. So yeah, that'll do it for me. Thanks for hanging out, and I will see you guys in the next one. All right. Have a great day. Bye.